entrepreneur, and I typically speak to groups of moms or network with moms all the time. I'm going to try to inject a bit of personality in my home life because really it's a total gray area, and it's not just business all the time. My family is very much a part of what I do, and I bring that to work and I bring work home. So it's a whole big hodgepodge of everything. So in 2005, I had my daughter and went on mat leave, and it was a fairly traumatic time for me. I had to be induced early because my father was very ill back in Manitoba, and we traveled with our young daughter when she was 56 hours old. And it was, very interesting because you've got the emotional highs of the birth of your daughter, but obviously the lows as well, the devastation of losing your father. Shortly after that, my daughter had gone into Children's Hospital in Winnipeg for 5 days, and not really what I needed at that time, but you sort of go with the mindset of life doesn't put in front of you what you can't handle, and so you suck it up and you take what life throws at you and you try to make the most of it. Not to be kicked while I was down, but a few weeks after that, my husband came home from work early one day around 9:30 in the morning, and that's never a good sign. Unfortunately, it wasn't just because he forgot something, which he often does, but he had just received news that his father had passed away very, very suddenly in Australia. And so there we were, with an 8-week-old baby who lost both of her grandfathers at the passport office, on a plane again, traveling halfway across the world to be with Jeff's family. So the year got better after that, and because we had taken a fair while to conceive with our daughter, we thought, well, we want more than one, so let's try again. And of course, we got pregnant right away. So called up work and said, I'm probably going to come back a bit early because I'm going to have to leave again. I'm going back on maternity leave. And so a few people said, did you plan that? And, we did. But so when I went back to work, I was already struggling with leaving my daughter at home and getting everything organized and fit into a day. And it was sort of my introduction to how to juggle so many balls at a time, and of course we didn't have family support, so I relied on a really supportive husband and a lot of friends that had helped us out. And the wheels were already starting to turn for me and saying, is this what I really want to be doing? And it was because when I went back to work, I was pregnant again and going to be leaving. I didn't go back to the original position that I had left, and nobody could really figure out necessarily what to do with me because I wasn't going to be there for the long term. And so I started to really think about what I wanted to do after my second maternity leave. So I had a beautiful son in September of 2006. They're not quite Irish twins, I don't think, because they're 17 months apart, but definitely very close together and kept my hands very full. And so as my second maternity leave was coming to a close, my mother got very ill, and I wound up having to take a personal leave and commuted again back and forth to Manitoba with 2 young kids, and spent a great deal of time there until she passed away in February of the following year. And at that time, I wasn't really in any mental state or physical state. I had no opportunity to line up childcare, and so I had hoped to potentially go back to work part-time, and it wasn't an option with my current employer, unfortunately, and so I found myself resigning my position, and with one closed door, another door always opens, and I thought, well, why don't I combine my passion for looking for children's products, of technology, and of sales and service.